Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name's Alexa Ray, and welcome to another video. I'm so glad you're here and I'm so glad you clicked on today's video. We are going to be tackling my June TBR. I am so very excited. I have 20 books on my June TBR because I just couldn't decide what books I really wanted to read this month. 20 is definitely out there. There's so many books that I want to read, and I'm very much a mood reader on my channel. These are all books that I am so excited to read. But yeah, I am going to be sharing all the books I want to read in the month of June with you today. And before we get into it, I just want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Book of the Month. You guys already know from previous videos of mine how obsessed I am with Book of the Month. I cannot explain the excitement I get every month when I see this little blue box pop up on my doorstep. But if you're not familiar with Book of the Month, it's your lucky day because I'm going to tell you all about them. Book of the Month is a super popular and fast-growing online book service for readers. Their mission is to promote new and emerging authors and help readers find books they love. Their team vets hundreds of books each month and gives readers their choice from a curated selection of new and early release titles, so you can spend more time reading and less time researching. Book of the Month is also risk-free, so you can skip any month, anytime, and you won't be charged. Plus, they have the best price for new release hardcover fiction, and you guys can actually use my code SPLASH to get your first book for $9.99. How it works is you'll head over to Book of the Month every month and you'll pick out your book selections, and then they'll send it directly to you in this cutie little blue box. They will also always send you a cutie little bookmark, which is like my favorite thing ever. And then I made 2 book selections for the month of June. The first one is The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hilderbrand. This gives off all the beach vibes and I cannot wait. I think it's going to be an amazing summer read. And then the second book I picked up is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. This looks so fun. I'm obsessed with this cover. Book of the Month is a total steal. I could not recommend them enough. And don't forget, you guys can get your first hardcover book for just $9.99 using the code SPLASH. We are gonna hop right into my June TBR. I'm so excited. I have 20 books on my June TBR. Like I said, it is a very ambitious TBR. June is just going to be vibes. We're just gonna vibe and go with it. We're gonna have a fun month filled of summer reads. We're gonna jump right into it, and the first 3 books I have to share with you are all by Emily Henry. Everyone raves about Emily Henry. As you can tell by these 3 books, I am very late to the game. I read People We Meet on Vacation, I want to say like a year or 2 ago. I didn't really like that book. It was just really boring. I couldn't connect to the characters. Kind of turned me off of Emily Henry books. So I am 3 incredible books behind, and I'm hoping we can read them this summer. A lot of people have told me that they also didn't like People We Meet on Vacation, but her other books are absolutely incredible. The first one we have is Beach Read. I hear non-stop good things about this book. I've actually seen a lot of my friends rereading this book already this summer. We have to give it a try. I have to see what this is all about. I want to read it on the beach. Then next up I have Book Lovers. This one's a little bit newer. I think it came out like during the fall last year. This one just seems adorable. It's 2 people who bond over books and fall in love, and I just feel like, as a book lover myself, that's like the ultimate perfect romance. And then the last one I have by her is Happy Place. This one just came out literally a few weeks ago. It is what everyone has been reading and there's been a lot of hype around it. Also, just this cover is everything to me. It already makes me happy. High hopes for the month of June. Hopefully these books change my mind about Emily Henry. Next up I have The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. This is like old news to everybody because this was like a popular book talk book probably a year or 2 ago. Everyone was reading it last summer and raving about it. I say this in almost every video, but when books are super hyped up on the internet, I kind of shy away from them. This gives off all the summery vibes as well. It's about 2 people who go to a wedding in Spain, I believe, and I think it's a workplace romance as well as a fake dating trope. There may even be a little enemies to lovers in here. I also hear the guy I'm seeing this is like a top tier book boyfriend, so I'm super excited to read all about Aaron Blackford. I hear he's incredible. Next up I have In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. A lot of people were reading this like in the beginning of this year. I love this cover. It's absolutely adorable. It is about a girl who is left a tulip farm from her grandmother, but there's kind of some terms and conditions in order for her to keep the tulip farm, and that includes her actually getting married. It seems like a very simple story in my opinion, but I have heard nothing but incredible things about this. It seems like it's going to give off the best vibes for the summertime. Next up I have The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This is another very popular book, I feel like, from last summer that I never got around to. This tells the story of Meredith and how she's attending like a huge family reunion, family wedding. A year or two prior, she loses her sister. They do this tradition of playing assassin. It was actually her sister's favorite game. So in honor of her sister, Meredith does her best to win the game, but she partners up with one of the groomsmen and there's kind of a little romance between the two of them. And I think in the middle of it, she kind of finds herself getting distracted by him instead of trying to win the game for her sister. So that's what this whole story revolves around. Next up, we have two books by Carly Fortune. We have Every Summer After and Meet Me at the Lake. I feel like I hear very mixed things about both of these books. Like, people love them or they hate them. Summer vibes, and that's what we are looking for in the month of June. For Every Summer After, it says 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. And then Meet Me at the Lake says you and me in 1 year, don't let me down. Next up, I have book 1 and book 2 in the Avalon Bay series. We have A Good Girl Complex and Bad Girl Reputation. These are both by Elle Kennedy, who is the author of the Off-Campus series. The Off-Campus series revolves around college hockey players finding love, and I absolutely love those books. So when I saw that Elle Kennedy had like a summary series, I had to check it out. The next one we have is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This is adorable. The cover says it all. They are literally baking pie. I'm here for it. Is it a romance around a baker? I do hear incredible things about Sarah Adams. She specializes in rom-coms that people are always raving about, and this is a book that I've seen so many people read recently and say incredible things about. Opposites certainly attract for a stranded pop star and a small town baker in this charming slice of romance by Sarah Adams. Next up, I have 3 books by Tessa Bailey. Tessa Bailey is another incredible author when it comes to summer reads. I read her book, It Happened One Summer, last year, and it was so good. It was very slow in the beginning, but I very much enjoyed it. The first one I have is Hook, Line, and Sinker. This takes place in the same universe as It Happened One Summer. It tells the story of Fox Thornton and Hannah is the sister of Piper, who is the main character in It Happened One Summer. Fox Thornton is like another fisherman who works with Brendan in Washington. I know it's a friends to lovers trope. I'm really starting to get into the friends to lovers trope lately, which is so weird because a year ago it was my least favorite trope, but it's slowly becoming my favorite trope. The next one I have is Secretly Yours. I believe it also takes place in the same universe and It Happened One Summer. Getting Grumpy Meets Sunshine vibes in here, maybe a little enemies to lovers. And the last book I have by her is My Killer Vacation. This is another super tiny book. I believe it's about a bounty hunter and a teacher and how they kind of come together and try to uncover this murder mystery. There's also an opposites attract in here. There might be a little enemies to lovers. Next up, I have Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is another very popular summer book that everyone has been raving about. It revolves around McRiva's family. I think it revolves around his kids and how they have like this crazy house party and then the house gets set on fire. It's just like something super scandalous. We have 2 books by Mia Sheridan. I have Kyland and Travis. I'm so excited for Travis because this is actually a redemption story basically for Travis, who is in Archer's voice. And then I also picked up Kyland like a week or 2 ago. This is actually a book I believe that came out a while ago, but it was just republished by Bloom and they came out with these gorgeous covers. It's a romance that takes place in the mountains. Also, if you're not familiar with Mia Sheridan books, they typically give off sad vibes. Next up, I have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, another popular book. It's an enemies to lovers, Grumpy Meets Sunshine, small town. This will also be my first ever read by Lucy Score, which is crazy to think because she is such a popular author that everybody raves about, and I'm just really excited to like see what this is all about. Moving on, I have 3 books by Ella Mays. Look how cute they are. Something that drew me to her books, I can't even lie. Gorgeous spines. I think they are so beautiful. I love the colors and the look of these. The overall aesthetic is just absolutely gorgeous. The first one I have is To Love, Jason Thorne. This is a brother's childhood friend trope. Then we have Tate Adam Connor, which is an enemies to lovers. I have heard non-stop good things about these books. And then I picked up her newest release, which is Charlie Love and Cliches. This one I've actually been hearing a lot of good things about, so I'm super excited to see what it's all about. It says that Ella Mays is perfect for fans of Elena Armas and Allie Hazelwood. I'm a big Allie Hazelwood fan, so I think I should like her books. We have Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. This is book 2 in the Magnolia Parks universe. I read Magnolia Parks a month or 2 ago and it blew me away. Like, I was literally in shock at how much I enjoyed that story. It tells the story of Daisy and Christian, but we also get an insight into Julian, who is Daisy's older brother. I think it gives off like mafia vibes, which is very different from book 1, but I love that. I love a good mafia romance. Following that, I have The Score by Elle Kennedy. This is book 3 in the Off-Campus series. This is also the book in the series that you guys have been telling me is the best one. I am a big Garrett Graham girly. Book 1 in that series is like one of my favorites. Everyone has been raving about The Score and Dean, so I'm very excited to see what happens in it. I really want to complete the Off-Campus series this year, so I'm trying to read one book in that series every month. And then next up, I have King of Pride by Anna Hong. I'm obsessed with the Twisted series, which I know is kind of controversial. I know a lot of people don't like that series. Love that series so much. Anna Hong came out with the King of Sin series. Book 1 is King of Wrath. In King of Wrath, we get an insight into a character we see a lot throughout the Twisted series. King of Pride is book 2 in the series. This revolves around Kai and Isabella. We briefly meet Kai in King of Wrath. His character is very nerdy meets badass, and I love that. Next up, I have Imagine Me and Believe Me by Tara Mafi. This is book 6 in the Shatter Me series, and then this is the last novella in the Shatter Me series. I don't know what I'm going to do when I finish these. I don't know if I'm ready. I have Wrecked and Redeemed by Lauren Asher. This is book 3 and book 4 in the Dirty Air series. I wrapped up the Dreamland Billionaire series last month, and then I also made a dent in the Dirty Air series. I thought we would try and wrap up the Dirty Air series in the month of June. Wrecked tells the story of Elena and Jax. Jax is like a super tatted British F1 driver, and then Redeemed is all about Santiago and Chloe. Santi is the older brother of Maya, who we meet in book 1. I'm like obsessed with everything Lauren Asher. I'm going through like my Lauren Asher era right now. Next up, I have Indigo Ridge. This is book 1 in the Eden series by Devney Perry. I wanted to get into the series for the longest time now because so many of you had recommended it to me after finishing the Chestnut Spring series. I believe book 1 also has like a little mystery in it, which I thought was really cool. Pretty sure this whole series revolves around the Eden family. They live in this small town, maybe in the mountains. I don't know, like there's like mountains in here, so do they live in the mountains? The last book I have on my June TBR is Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is book 1 in the Calloway Sister series. This book revolves all around Rose and Connor's story, which I'm so excited to read about. Rose and Connor and Rake and Daisy. I'm so excited to read their stories. Rose and Connor are basically like academic rivals, which I really love. They're both insanely smart people. There's definitely a little enemies to lovers between the two of them because of that. But yeah, that is it for my June TBR. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. It's a very hefty TBR. I know. I'm well aware. It's very ambitious for me, but we're gonna try and do it. We're gonna try and tackle as many books as we can. We have a wide variety to choose from now, and these are all books that I literally want to read this summer, so it just kind of gives us more options to play around with this month when it comes to reading vlogs and stuff like that. Comment down below what book you saw in today's video that you think should be my next read, because I'm already struggling at which one I want to read. I literally want to pick up like 4 different books and start reading them all, but I know I shouldn't. Like I know I shouldn't get ahead of myself, so I'm gonna let you guys decide. Comment down below what my next read should be. Also, my giveaway has officially wrapped up. I did announce all the winners. I'm definitely going to be doing more book giveaways in the near future. I'd love to do a giveaway if I hit 100K, but I think I'll do one maybe before, because I just have a lot of books that I am unhauling currently. So stay tuned for all the future giveaways on my channel. And yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Here's to a new month at the start of summer. I'm so excited for the warm weather and all that fun, amazing stuff. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.